Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another anime episode review. I am the Rat, and this is the Rat's Nest checking in from Hawaii, as the locals call it. I'm joined as always by Kyle. Say hi, Kyle.
Hey, everyone.
And today we are talking about Mushoku Tensei again. Man, who would have guessed? Season 2, episode 17, I think, because it's season 2, part 2, episode 5. Her brother's feelings, I think, was the name of the episode. The Norn POV was in fact not killed like the Eris and Sarah POVs were. And boy howdy, I gotta say, what an episode. Pretty good ending too. We'll talk about the ending for sure. But the episode itself, obviously the meat and potatoes of the episode and not just the literal end card.
The dessert
was phenomenal, amazing. I will also apologize. I think this will sound the same, but my recording setup is a little bit scuffed. I'm currently sitting on my bed in my condo recording this. So I did bring my mic, but I'm on my laptop, had some audio problems. It's currently 8:30 p.m. for me, and it's currently not 8:30 p.m. for Kyle. So I wanted to go ahead and get that out of the way from the great state of Hawaii. But it's fun, it's great. And Kyle, what did you think about the episode? Enough dilly-dally, enough chitter-chatter. Who cares, right? I'm just a niche internet professional, micro-celebrity. What did you think about the episode, Kyle?
The episode was very good. I am happy to see a resolution, somewhat of a resolution, like right now, to Norn's development with Rudeus. I don't know exactly how I would word that.
Relationship,
yeah, like they're figuring out their dynamic. Also, just getting to see Rudeus re-explore the past. That stuff, I think that was my favorite part of the episode. Like, I mean, the Norn stuff was very good. I cannot lie. But I think some of my favorite parts were just him looking back on, what he was doing with Norn, looking back and just drawing parallels to his previous life and, having those cuts where it's like he's seeing himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's all really connected. I mean, it's all like the same stuff. The Norn stuff, and him seeing his past. I mean, that's all like the same like stuff,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
yes,
oh no, you're all good. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it as well. Yeah, getting to see him come to terms. I mean, not come to terms with, but be on the other side, right? That's kind of what we see. Getting to see him be on the other side of that, and to see like, okay, what his brother finally went through, right? And get to see how he handles that versus how it was handled with him, and then how Norn handles being shut in as opposed to how he handled it. It's very interesting. There's a lot of differences and a lot of stuff that we can definitely talk about, and we will talk about. But Kyle, would you like to lead through the episode, or should I lead through the episode? Because I know you're a little eepy.
I guess I'll just go through it and see how it goes. If on this road trip I feel like I need to stop at a gas station, grab some food, some snacks, and let you take over the drive, then we can.
Yeah, for sure.
So starting out, we get the Rudeus is very fucking pissed and angry beginning to the section where he is marching straight to Norn's classroom. We have I might get their names this time, guys. Hold on. Persinia.
Close.
That one of them?
Persena.
Persena. I was close.
You're very close.
Linnea.
Yes.
Linnea for the other one?
Yeah, Linnea.
Hey.
There you go.
Got it. 1.5. So they're walking behind him, trying to be like, oh, like Rudeus, calm down. Yeah, people, like the passerbys in the hallway are kind of looking.
They're like mortified.
Yeah, they see Rudeus like, oh my God, he looks like he is, the best way to describe it, he is moving with purpose. With intent, with motive. Sure. The motive to kill, but motive nonetheless. So he goes in the classroom. He just interrupts the class, and the teacher's like, we're in the middle of a class. He's like, I don't care. You guys know who Norn is? Well, Norn's going through some shit. And who did it? He's just asking around, like, who did it? I'm not mad. Who did it? And he's thinking to himself, yeah, I'm pissed. I'm going to rip the person who says that they did it.
I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him.
I just want to kill him. I just want to talk to him.
Talk to him.
So that happens, and he's like, he's pacing around the room like, who did it? Who did it? Did they do it? And some girl like raises her hand like, and he's like, did you do it? And she's like, no, I didn't do it. And then she calmly explains, as calmly as she can in that moment, explains like, she had a conversation with Norn, said something about Rudeus, and then other people are also, I think other people are, I know at least her and the teacher both say that like, we, like the moment we brought you up, your sister got upset.
Yeah.
And so then he puts it together, it like the SpongeBob thing where he's looking for on the wanted poster, but it's just him. We know the source of the problems, him. And so
he was the source. It was him. He directly caused everything by himself. Definitely not.
He directly called Norn.
He directly locked Norn in her room.
He called her a little bitch. He said really mean things to her directly. It was all him.
He very much did.
And so, I believe after that, does it show what other students had said about it too? Like, is that when the flashback happens?
I think maybe then, maybe later. I can't remember.
Okay.
The flashback. I don't think the order is too important.
Yeah, because from what I remember, he's trying to figure out what to do because he's, drawing similarities to like, staying in her room is not a good thing because I too have done that before, and that is a hell I would not want to wish on anyone. And Sylphie and Persinia and Linnea, they all agree to help him with like trying to get to Norn's room to go, speak to her. So like, what is it? Sylphie gets Ariel to have like some emergency meeting, and everyone in like all the dorms are like, oh wow, the princess wants to say something. Like she's having like an abrupt meeting. We got to go to that. So most of the people leave. Rudeus hides in like some laundry cart as I think Linnea is the one pushes it by, and Zinnia is like cleaning up stain, distracting the other people, distracting the tightwad, And so then we get to the meat and potatoes of the episode where Rudeus gets to the room. And, he starts to go in. He hears a weird voice call out.
I was not expecting the man voice.
No, I did not. Like, well, Grant, I mean, I wasn't expecting either, but especially you for who read the original source material. It was just still like, stay away, go away. And then he opens the door, and it's envisioned for about a moment as his room, and it's him sitting there, like in his previous life. This is almost like him walking in on the past, because what's happening is very reminiscent of the past. And so he walks in, it's just the dark room. Norn's sitting there in the bed, like, blanket over the head, just sad, kind of, alone. He just comes in, tries checking on her. He just sits on the floor. And so then we have it shown through Norn's perspective.
Norn POV, that's wild.
The Norn POV. And we figure out exactly, and like Rudeus, even later he says like, I don't know what caused the problem, but like we get a good idea as to what caused it. I mean, I don't remember if she says specifically anything, but like we can, it's a pretty strong inference. I mean, it's mostly just what happened with Rudeus in the Paul arc back when they had that. We know
what happened. It's just that like Norn herself did not like spill all her guts, like specifically. No, we know what happened. So Norn locked herself up, right? Because obviously, she doesn't like Rudeus, right?
No.
I mean, a whole misunderstanding all ties back to Peak Fiction of Volume 5, right? Of
that
Rudeus
was really good,
up, right? All ties back to that, and so she doesn't like him. She's never liked him, and
but
she didn't want to leave Paul. She wanted to stay with him because she was forced to go up there. She's scared of her brother too because she saw him just attack her dad, and so she's actively scared of her. We see her at the house whenever they first met, be like I'm scared of him. I don't want him to get angry with me, because that's her perception of him, right? And she asks him to stay in the dorms, and she's like, and he's like, yeah, he's like, you can stay in the dorms. And she's like, oh,
and she's
why?
very taken aback by that. Yeah.
Why does he let me do that? I guess I'm just in his way. I guess he just doesn't even think about me. He doesn't care. But and as she's thinking through all this, and she's like, okay, I finally, just get to be away from him, right? I don't have to think about him. He doesn't have to think about me. Whatever, right? I get to be away from Aisha too, who has
loves
been
him,
bullying her, and has been, getting on her case, and everyone's been comparing the two of them, because like I said last episode, Aisha is a genius and Norn isn't. That's just an objective fact. It's nothing against Norn. That's just the truth. And so she's been compared to Aisha her entire life, and now she gets to this new place with new people, completely fresh start, right? And one, she doesn't know anyone else around, right? But this is a completely fresh start for her, first fresh start she's gotten ever. And the first thing people do is immediately compare her to her brother. And oh my gosh, this scene might have been in the light novel. I can't remember. But where they're talking to her about her brother, and they forget her name, in the classroom. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's bad. I mean, that's where we see the bulk of the problems, where it's just parroting off what you said or piggybacking. She goes to this new place, and immediately no one cares really about her. It's like, oh, hey, what's your name? Norn. Oh yeah, your brother taught us magic. Tell him thanks for me. She is essentially his shadow.
Yeah.
Even after she assumes I'm free from the house. I don't have to worry about him. Just once every 10 days, not a big deal. She still can't break free from his shadow, and that's just what she perceives herself as at that point. At least that's my interpretation of it, where she just can't get away from the image. She doesn't like him. She's scared of him. She hates him. But yet everyone around Rudeus loves him. What a guy. What a lad. Yes, buddy, daddy. He'd gas him. Everyone would gas up Rudeus. And she just she can't understand why, given everything that she's seen. And so we see her sitting there, in this turmoil, trying to figure stuff out. And then she remembers back whenever, Peak Fiction Volume 5 happened, where Paul had that conversation. And it was after, after they made up, and Paul's like, hey, just cut him some slack, okay? He's gone through a lot. And she's like, oh, but he hit you. And it's like, well, he's been through a lot. And so she's sitting there, starts to cry, and Rudeus, doesn't really know what to do, but he just approaches the bed. He's trying to be there for her, even if he doesn't know what to say. He just wants to be there for her.
The little midnight boy doesn't remember slight details. She doesn't begin to cry just yet. At first, they start talking. She's like, I don't know what to do. She's like, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do this. Sure, maybe he's been through a lot, but how do I move forward from here? Right? I don't understand him. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know what he wants me to do. I don't know what he wants to do. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know any of this. And then she remembers talking to Rugierd as well on the trip.
Oh, yeah, that is
she was like, I wanted to stay with Dad. I don't want to go there. And Rugierd's like, your brother is a great, strong warrior, a phenomenal man. And Norn's like, I don't get it. She's like, I don't see it. She's like, I don't understand why people think that of him. And Rugierd's like you will. Just go there. You have to face him though, like your dad did. They didn't get off to a good
that's
start. You have
the
to
big
face
thing
him.
about
You can't
that.
run. Your dad didn't run. You go there. You face him. You'll understand. You'll see it, but you can't run. And
Yeah,
so then
I
they
remember
both
that.
start to talk to each other.
Oh wait, hang on. Isn't before that? Isn't that where Rudeus also thinks back to his brother?
I think that was a little bit earlier, but we haven't talked about that, where we get to see more of Rudeus. Also, funny thing earlier in the episode, whenever he's talking about the teacher, and he wholly projects, where he's like, what, you stripped her naked in the faculty room and beat her, where he's just completely projecting himself onto that. That was
Huge self-projection there.
Peak trauma. I love trauma so much.
Moments like this are making me really appreciate the growth of Rudeus and getting to see what happens when, in his first life, right? He didn't choose to become how he was in the first episode. At least not fully, kind of driven into the corner, and he just kind of caved in.
That's true. I could talk about that for roughly 24, 34.
Brandon, we've made this. So what happens after that is, he's thinking back to what his brother did, where he said, like, yeah, my brother tried talking. He tried giving me all the rhetorical arguments. He tried appealing to everything. He tried explaining how other people have it worse. He tried everything he could.
Yeah.
And I simply just ignored him and just pretended like, it was just like, didn't even bother me. Just, he wasn't even there. It just ignored him. And after that, his brother gave up and just never tried again. And Rudeus, being motivated by actions of his own past, really wants to help Norn. And he even says, like, if I leave now, kind of in reference to what his brother did, I can't come back here and make this work again. I have to do this now, or it's just not going to work again.
Yeah. And that's powerful, speaking from his experience. And he's like, is this how my brother felt? He's like, this entire time. He's like, is this how he felt?
He finally understands.
We get a little bit more of that in the light novel too, where he's like, I have no clue how they did this. He's like, I've been on the receiving side of it, but he's like, what do I say? He's like, I know how hopeless Norn feels. I know how none of my words are going to impact her. He's like, what do I do here? And so
that's how you know he's come so far, because he's able to, that he's in a much better place because he's able to put himself in that perspective and think from the standpoint of someone who's not on the receiving end of all this pain.
Yeah, he's able to.
It's so good. Yeah, and then he just. Oh, sorry.
So he sees her, and they kind of are both like, Nor, Oni-san, or whatever, big brother, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, he wants to talk to me, and so Rudeus speaks, and he's like, look, I know this has been rough on you, and I haven't been there. He's like, it's my fault. I know that it's my fault that you're here, in this position. He's like, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help you out of this. I don't know how to, talk you out of this. I don't know what to say. He's like, it's my fault. He's like, you must have had it so hard. He's like, I don't even know you. He's like, but I want to. He's like, I want to see you. I see you for you and who you are, and for your own person. Right.
And then
she opens up the thing.
What happens is so great. Whenever she opens the curtains, she sees Paul.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
peak.
So good.
It's so good.
Peak.
It's so peak, dude.
And then it cuts back to Rudeus, and then he's gets on the bed, and she just basically slumps over onto him and just starts crying her heart out, and he just sits there being for her. Such a beautiful moment, a touching moment.
It
was moved.
It is so good. It was so well done. Voice acting, score, everything. I mean, flawless, really. I mean, I don't think we could have asked for a better adaptation. I don't think anyone in the light novel community is mad about this. I don't really think we have a reason to be.
Yeah, there's not a lot of discourse about it.
Look, okay. We're not bringing that up. 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 I used vocabulary correctly, and you're salty about it. Anyways, yes, it's just amazing. One, to see how much Rudeus. I mean, just this entire situation itself is so well written, and even in just the fact that it exists, because it's Rudeus directly confronting his past trauma again. Right? What's the definition of a perfect isekai, Kyle? Right? We've talked about this. It's a story that fully explores that explores the idea of being in another world to the fullest. That's what a perfect isekai is, right? So pulling this into his past life, pulling this thing that he experienced in the past up again to now his sister, and now he gets to take the perspective of his brother. He gets to take that perspective coming into this, gets a whole nother perspective on what happened to him in his past life, and gets to grow even further beyond that. Not just how he's grown as a person in this new world, but how he's grown as a person now, understanding more of his past situation from a perspective that he never could have otherwise.
I mean, that's why I love this show so much as an isekai, because I mean, we talked about this before in other episodes, but I'm going to reiterate. I'm not a fan of it. Not a big fan. Not a fan of it when isekais just completely abandon the other world entirely. Like, there are times where it can work, but it just feels so unfortunate that they can't really explore what it means to be uprooted from your old life. Yeah. And, you know, much in Rudeus' case is a very unique one too. Like, his life was just so shitty. And, you know, it's not like he. Okay, I'm a little tired. I was gonna say it's not like he died. He did die.
Trolled.
But you know, just looking at where he came from before he died, he was shit out of luck. He basically wasted his life. He rotted away in that room, miserable and lonely. And we get to see what happens when he's given a second chance to grow. And I love seeing him in these positions now where we see how much better off of a person he is, that he's able to have the know-how and the experience and the care for others to want to help them.
Yeah.
Like,
so, like, it's not like he's perfect, right? He doesn't know what to do. He's in this situation.
No.
He has no clue what to do. He has no clue what to say. And he says that.
He's trying, though,
but it's him getting
that
perspective and understanding that perspective of the person who is across from him in the room, right? Even more so, because it's kind of the same thing. It was already kind of explored with Paul a little bit, right?
We have mirrorings to that too.
There's a little bit of that where we get to see, you know, him talking about his friend who tried to come and get him out of this slump, and he completely rejected him, and they were never able to make up after that.
He got mad at like a video game or something, right?
It was his friend, like, being like you know, making jokes and trying to get him out again, right? And he was like, you have no clue how hard I've had it, all that stuff. And then they snapped on him. Then it come, and his friend never came back, and so they never got to reconcile. So it's kind of like that, but it's where he knows that, like, if he leaves here, he'll never get another chance. He'll never get another chance to talk because he's been through.
Door won't open again, yeah.
And it's him being able to use that experience to, I mean, I guess, to know how helpless he is here, to know how, like, little he can actually do here. Like, that's really cool to me to be able to see that. Him get to explore that even more, because obviously him being a shut-in was a huge thing, and so now we're getting to see it from two different angles, two different interactions that he had as a shut-in, right? His friend who stopped coming over, his brother who stopped checking in on him. He's now been able to be on the other side of both of those things. He's now been able to be on the other and to re-confront them in this other world and to grow past them, right? And so, you know, even at the end of the episode, him being like, you know, if Nanahoshi is able to get back to her own world when she does that, I want to send a letter with her that says, like
thanking his brother.
I'm sorry, thank you. Like,
it's just wow, and just
it's peak. I mean, you know, it's.
I was just gonna say, I really like the fact that, you know, I don't think we ever like touched on this yet so far, but this is pretty relatable, all things considered. Like, I don't know, I kind of not quite with his what Rudeus has gone through, but I can kind of relate to what's like going on, where you're able to, you know, help someone after having gone through it yourself. You know, you have that experience, that know-how to, even if you don't know, even if you have all the answers, you at least know what you should be trying to do.
You can kind of understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so good, because if Rudeus just didn't try and just gave up and, you know, just left, Norn would just rot eternally in that room.
No, and it's also the thing where, in his case, like, the guy didn't succeed. His brother didn't succeed. So his whole experience with this had been failure. He didn't know what to succeed. And that's where, talking about Norn's character, right, in all of this, and I think that Norn is an extremely well-written character. I really like how she's written. Is how strong she is to have been able to come through that, right? Where, yes, Rudeus came through and definitely approached it differently from his brother did. right? He wasn't going to do that, and he approached it differently from how his brother did. But Norn herself, pulling herself out of that situation, like Rudeus said at the end of the episode, she's stronger than I am. She did something that I could never do. I was never able to take the first steps out of the house. I was never able to come out of my room. I was never able to confront any of that. And here she is, and she did it. He's like, kind of like, we were saying during the episode, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. Norn didn't have to accept Rudeus' help, didn't have to accept him there. But she did, and that's her own character. That's her own strength of character there, to where she was able to realize where she was at fault, realize like the situation itself, and to be able to pull yourself out of that, to have the humility to do that.
At such a young age too, because Rudeus, he did a lot to help, but even like he said at the end of the episode, it's just she solved it. She resolved all that inner turmoil on her own. Like I was there for her, and like a shoulder to cry on, but he didn't really they didn't really talk. It was just she was able to, with him being there, physically being there to show that she had someone there for her, she was able to work through these things on her own, and she is much happier for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, both of these sisters are, I was going to say, both these sisters are like prodigies in their own ways.
No, absolutely. And I like I said, I love seeing Rudeus with his family. Like that's something that means a lot to me, and I think it's so cool, especially with comparisons to his past family, dude. Like it's always super cool to me, just to see Rudeus compare himself to his past life, because so few isekais actually do that, especially none do it like Mushoku Tensei. And that's Mushoku Tensei's bread and butter, right? It's getting to see Rudeus please grow and change as a person, right? And this episode is a great episode of that. Seeing him confront that, seeing Norn's character, right? We focused a lot of this talk on Rudeus. He's the main character, right? But Norn's perspective from this, it's objectively horrible for her, right? To be constantly compared, to not be allowed to be her own person, and then for her to be able to come out of that on her own, it's really, really impressive. And I think it speaks a lot to her character. I remember I said last episode that like Norn's character hasn't really been explored yet. Here, her character has been explored. And this entire little mini arc, right? I say mini arc because just one episode, essentially, a little bit of the end of last episode, and I guess you could count last episode in it. This little mini arc,
1.25.
It's
one
just
and a half.
I really, really love it. I've been looking forward to it for a while, and I think they knocked it out of the park.
Now, take everything we said and flush it down the toilet after reading a recent tweet about Mushoku Tensei that Brandon sent me, something involving Aisha.
Don't,
Yay.
Dude, please, don't, please. Please. That's not the show, that's the fans. I can't defend the fans.
Man, all in all, just episodes like this, I don't know, it just makes me kind of happy in a way. Not happy, but it's interesting that the show kind of has its own like natural gatekeeping, like self-defense mechanisms of like the first episode or two. Because for people who will still call it garbage or trash, I mean, I think episodes like this are able to stand against those claims pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Turning Point 3 is next episode.
Yeah, let's just get that out of the way. Oh, God.
Kyle almost clicked off. Every single episode, he's like, oh, let's see the title of the next one. The one episode he doesn't do that is Turning Point 3. I'm like, Kyle, put it back on.
You should have just let me.
No, we're not going to not. I have to send you stuff. I have to send you funny memes.
That's true. But like you could have saved that for last time. Like if I clicked the episode, like, hey, you know how you skip looking at the next episode's title? Look at the title here, and I would see Turning Point.
People would expect us to talk about it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
We gotta discuss it. We gotta talk. The people want Turning Point 3. We're gonna talk about Turning Point 3.
Have like
what?
Like if you're gonna ask me what I think's gonna happen,
yeah. What do you expect?
Okay. The past two have been utter atrocities for Rudeus. I'm expecting, okay, if I had to describe it like shifting my stocks in the stock market, I'm gonna be taking out investment from Rudeus stocks and shifting them elsewhere. I'm just, there's gonna be no
Where are you
stock
throwing
investment. What?
You're selling them. What you buying?
Not Sylphie stocks. I don't know why.
Turning point 4. I said you gotta wait. You gotta wait till turning point 4.
Something good things are happening to Rudeus, and I feel like a lot of that's going to come crumbling down with this. I'm going to invest in Buddy Daddy. I don't know.
Buddy Daddy.
Buddy Daddy.
You gotta wait for turning point 5 for that one.
I'm going to invest in Zenoba too. I don't know.
Zenoba?
Yeah,
that's turning point 4.5.
No, I'm not going to invest in Zenoba. I'll invest in no. I can't invest in anyone. I don't know. I'm just gonna hold on to my money. I'm at least taking it out of the market though, and I'm gonna wait for it to cool down.
Taking it. Okay, that's fair. That's kind of smart. Wait for some more stability.
Here, everyone here is on death watch right now. Everyone, at least in my book. Because okay, the 2 turning points that happened so far. Well, all right. In terms of immediate main characters like Rudeus and Eris. No, they did not die during the first one, but so many people, like the Mana Calamity killed so many people.
Yeah, 1 or 2
million. And then you get turning point 2, and that was a smaller
only one
scale
person died in turning point 2, and he was brought back.
Yeah, Orsted. Yeah, with Orsted, it was less of it. Okay. What happened to Rudeus was on like a smaller scale, other than just flat out dying. But it was a lot for the lore to be like, okay, there are people out there who know about the man god too. It's not just Rudeus gets special privileges because he's an isekai kind of thing. Like other people know about this thing that's like that he knows. Turning point 3. I like the school could get nuked for all I know. People could die. Eris could show up again. Eris jump scare. Ooh. If we get a Ghislaine jump scare, that'd be great.
I'm hoping for a movie.
Oh, a movie?
Yeah, with Ghislaine in it.
Is that a thing that could happen?
Yeah, it's relatively realistic.
I don't know. You guys will have to leave some funny comments for Brandon to read if they're able to be read, because I'm going to be going in.
No spoilers in the comments.
Yeah. Because if you do spoil,
nudge, nudge.
Even if you spoil, I just won't be seeing your comments then, because they're not going to get read.
I can't read the spoiler comments.
Try to wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe.
Hey, what? Is this the episode? Is this the episode? Are we ending right now, Kyle?
I think we are.
Well then, if you're this far in the episode, then obviously there's time you like, so make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment telling us what you thought. I hope you all have enjoyed the Hawaiian background that I'm about to sit down and make, because I haven't made it yet. But it's going to be kind of cool. I'm doing a new background for this episode, Kyle. I'll let you see it. Whenever the video goes up, you can watch it, like, and subscribe. Speaking of, thank you all for watching. We certainly hope you all enjoyed it. We will see you all next time. And bye-bye.
Bye.